In A New Hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi was finally killed by his former apprentice Anakin Skywalker, now the Sith Lord Darth Vader. When Obi-Wan sacrificed himself to save Luke and the others on the first Death Star, Obi-Wan's death was a powerful symbol of the Jedi sacrifice in the face of the rising darkness of the Galactic Empire. But did you know Master Yoda actually sensed Obi-Wan's death through the Force while in exile on Dagobah? This is perfectly shown in the canon book Star Wars From a Certain Point of View, A New Hope, in the short story titled There Is Another. It's really interesting in my opinion, so let's get right into it. As Yoda stood in the door of his hut, he could hear the voices of his Padawans from long ago. What is it like to live the life of a Jedi Master, they would ask. If only they could see him now, he thought. If only they could. He brushed his hand across his eyes. Nearly 900 years old, and Yoda still wanted more time. Yoda still insisted it was a foolish thought, but if he did have more time, Yoda would wish that he could have trained just one more Padawan. Yoda longed to train the daughter of Anakin Skywalker in the ways of the Force and the Jedi. He wanted to train Leia. As Yoda began walking, he felt a vibration through the Force. It was not a droid of any type, nor was it one of the Empire's starships. He reached out to feel it, and he felt the vibration was not for him. The vibration shifted, and then it was for him. That old and familiar feeling. It was Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yoda leaned against a nearby mossy stone and smiled. Obi-Wan and Yoda's exile had been too long and too lonely. But had the two Jedi Masters remained together, the Empire would have surely found them and destroyed them, ending any hope for the future of the Jedi and the galaxy as a whole. And then there was the other Skywalker to look after, Luke. He was impetuous, headstrong, and just like his father Anakin, full of anger. He needed Obi-Wan's eye to watch over him. Unlike the other sibling Leia, whose strength and will and clarity showed all the markings of a true and great Jedi. Still, as the vibration pulsed against him, Yoda felt loneliness. It was at least something to feel Obi-Wan's place in the Force, but Yoda imagined how good it would be to sit down and talk together. It was a delight Yoda almost could not bear thinking about. And then suddenly, another vibration appeared, and this one was familiar too. This vibration was hard and strong, and it pulsed fiercely. In its rhythm, carried arrogance, and worse, in its rhythm, it carried darkness. And then Yoda noticed that in its rhythm, it carried a terrible, angry, despairing loneliness. It was Anakin Skywalker, or what had become of him, and he was in terrible pain. A pain that Yoda remembered he had sensed as Anakin killed the Tusken Raiders on Tatooine after the death of his mother. And the remedy Anakin used to soothe himself was pain, the pain of others, and even himself. Yoda was extremely distraught and overwhelmed as he brought his old wrinkled hand to the center of his chest. Then the two vibrations met, Obi-Wan and Anakin, master and apprentice, and their pulses fought across the back of the Force. And then, at that exact moment, Yoda felt Obi-Wan grow stronger and stronger, and then move in a quick burst into the netherworld of the Force. And immediately after, Yoda felt Anakin fall even more deeply into painful loneliness. A loneliness so terrible that Yoda almost felt pity for him. The old Jedi Master almost wished he could speak to Anakin and to tell him that he did not need to be lonely after all. Obi-Wan Kenobi was now gone from this world, and what did it mean for the twins, the children of Anakin Skywalker? Yoda quickly reached at his belt for his lightsaber, but his hand touched nothing. 5 days later, Yoda was extremely lonely, just like Anakin. His friends were gone, and he missed them more than he could say. Yoda reached into the netherworld of the Force for Qui-Gon Jinn, but he could not sense him. He reached again and again, but there was no reply. Qui-Gon is currently occupied, Master Yoda, a voice said. It was Obi-Wan. Yoda could hardly believe it, as his hut suddenly felt full of life. Obi-Wan informed Yoda that he had developed several new skills as of late, and told Yoda that he wanted him to take on a new Padawan. Yoda felt his heart thrill. He had waited years to train Leia, But Obi-Wan interrupted Yoda's cheerful thoughts as he told him he wanted him to train Luke. Yoda declared that Luke was not ready to be a Jedi, that a Jedi must have the deepest commitment, and Luke would not finish the training if he began it, and even called him reckless. As Obi-Wan pleaded with Yoda, he finally accepted and told Obi-Wan to send Luke to him. Obi-Wan vanished and was gone in an instant, and that night, Yoda nestled deeply into Qui-Gon Jinn's cloak. He probably would not sleep. For the first time in a long time, Yoda was eager for the next day. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and learned something new, please like and subscribe. And remember, the Force will be with you, always.